The future of real estate in Houston, Texas, it might scare you, but I am here to put you at ease. And in today's video, we are gonna do a good market update. So things have changed. This year has been a really crazy year. Prices have definitely come back down, which I think is a good thing. It is becoming more and more affordable here. For a while there, it was really tough to buy a house because the prices and the property taxes and everything were through the roof. And so that has kind of calmed down as well. Hey guys, I'm Natasha Tessier. I was the top solo agent in the state of Texas for 2024. We have had a great year. I am a solo agent. You're not going to be rerouted to 10 different people. I'd love to help you. Fill out the form below and we can get in touch on how we can help you relocate to the great state of Texas. Right now, our inventory is at a 5.2 months, meaning if we sold everything that we had on the market, it would take us 5.2 months to get everything sold. That is still a buyer's market. We want to be closer to 2 to 3 month range. And there's too many houses, too much inventory. It's simple supply and demand. So there's a lot of supply, not a lot of demand. And that is why we are getting deals. Like I said last week, I got a deal for $85,000, lower than the price is worth. I've heard people with investors getting $55,000 in equity and all this crazy stuff. But I don't know that that's going to hang around for 26. Last year at this time, we were at a 4.4 month inventory and now we're at 5.2. So that again is why we're able to get such good deals. The fall, generally speaking, is not the best time to sell because, there's not a lot of buyers in the market, so you don't necessarily get the best price. Usually our selling season here is kind of mid-March, right after spring break, till August, because school starts in August and people want to get in their homes for school. With the homes sitting longer, urgency is calming down. Very rarely are we getting two bids for the same house. The asking prices are not happening. Things are very, very negotiable for buyers right now. This is fall 2025. And actually, our median home price has dropped, not much, by like 1.5–2% across the board. With prices falling, things leveling out, not as many buyers in the market, too many homes. That's why we're able to, again, get really good deals for our clients. Another thing that is really impacting, especially pre-owned homes, is the fact that we have so many new construction deals happening right now. There's neighborhoods popping up everywhere. So just in the past 6 months, you've got Creston, Colton, Two-Step Farms, Briarly, and more to come. There's already Audubon and Escondido and Woodland Hills and Bridgeland. So many neighborhoods, and the builders come in and they build inventory homes, and then that too raises our inventory, obviously, and then hurts pre-owned sales, because if you're selling in a neighborhood and you can buy new for the same price or less, obviously people are gonna go new. So that is also pushing our inventory up, is the amount of neighborhoods and the amount of building going on in the neighborhoods. And then with that, obviously, we have all these hidden costs and mortgage rates. So let's first talk about the mortgage rates. They have dropped slowly over the fall semester. I will say the past 2 weeks have picked up a little bit. So I listed a house in Cypress. They were gonna rent it first, thinking that would do better. We listed it for sale. We had 2 offers at the same time, quote, a bidding war, and they ended up getting a really great price on their home. But that's not the norm. A lot of it is home sitting. And part of that is because the mortgage rates, if it's at 6.5, people can afford less, okay? And then also property taxes are high. And then of course you have your insurance. Again, if the mortgage rates continue to fall like they are predicting and we get in the 5s, I do see all those buyers that have been sitting on the sideline coming out of the woodwork and things getting more competitive. I do not think it'll be like 2022 where we had, 10 bids per house or going over asking and covering the different. I don't think it'll be like that, but I do think it will be more competitive, and I don't know that we will get this $40,000 in equity and all the equity that we're getting right now for our buyers. So with property taxes, we are getting $140,000 off of the school tax portion of the bill now for homestead, and $200,000 if you're over 65 exemption. So that doesn't mean if your house is worth $500,000 over 65, you're gonna pay on $300,000 for the entire bill, but it does for the main portion of the bill, which is the school taxes, which I think is about 1.1. It depends on which area you're in and all that. So that's gonna help. Also, our insurance has gone up. You have to shop rates. I have a really great insurance broker. They will shop only A-rated companies and they will give you the best rate, but they have gone up. So, $200 a month, $300 a month, could be more depending on your house, how big it is, how new it is. if it has a 15-year-old roof, your insurance rates are gonna be higher, which is another reason a lot of these people are going with new construction, because everything's new and that keeps that insurance premium down. Right now, I think we're about 6.2 at our interest rate, and most people are saying that they should drop into the 5s sometime in 2025. We don't know when that is. But again, I don't see these deals happening. I almost think our builders are gonna turn around and say, hey, let's raise prices come January, February, for sure by March, because they've been so suppressed for so long that when all these buyers come out, there's gonna be more competition. So if they're there on a Saturday and they have 15 people walk through the door, they're not gonna be giving away everything like they are right now. So I do see that happening in spring of 2026. So I want you to be prepared. We will still have incentives. I will still push those builders as hard as I can possibly push them. I will run the numbers on the back end. I will see what deals have happened and I will push. But I don't think we'll have as much leverage in spring of 26 that we have right now in fall of 25. People always ask me, do I need flood insurance? Do I need wind and hail insurance? No, you don't need any of that unless you're in a flood zone, okay? And I don't recommend buying in a flood zone. So if you're in the 100, you're required. If you're in the 500, it's advised, or you just don't buy in the flood zone at all. And you won't have to have flood insurance. A lot of people who aren't in the flood zone keep it because it's not that crazy expensive if you're not in the flood zone, just to keep it as a backup, just in case, because it is Houston. But really depends on where you are. If you live down by the coast, Friendswood, that area, wind and hail is gonna be more common because, especially the wind from hurricanes coming up the coast, you're right there, you're 30 minutes from the coast, whereas we're an hour and a half. So that's something to think about when you're looking at insurance, but definitely shop the rates. It's very important. Let's talk about the local economy. It is pretty strong right now. Lots of jobs and lots of opportunities here, especially with all the growth and people moving in. They did say that our population had one of the biggest gains in Houston from 23 to 24, and I believe it because everybody was moving here. And then in addition, they're widening Port Houston so that more vessels can get through there. That's gonna be good. We've talked before about the AI building coming, the Apple building coming, all the different things moving to the area. So of course, that's gonna bring jobs, bring more people, bring more economy to the area. Again, construction still holds as one of our highest areas. Obviously, healthcare, restaurant business, all that is really good. And then again, of course, you have all the freeway construction, widening of roads. You see it everywhere because as we grow, we have to build out our infrastructure. The buyers and sellers are shifting and negotiation is back. We kind of talked about that at the beginning of the video. I have a lot of people who call me and say, hey, are the prices I'm seeing the pricing I'm gonna pay? No, not right now. And then they say, well, how flexible do you think they are? Well, that all depends on how motivated they are to sell. Some people don't have to leave and are set on a certain number and they're not gonna sell below that. Other people have job transfers in other states and don't want to take as low as they're gonna take, but they have to get the house sold. So that all depends on motivation, but negotiation is back. Closing costs are back. Paying down rates is back. The builders are full of incentives, 4.99 rates, 10 and 20,000 in closing costs, lowering the price of the house. Almost every single client of mine on the new construction is walking into major equity because the houses are all appraised higher than I'm able to negotiate them for. I keep getting this Natasha negotiator nickname, and I guess it's true, but yes, I do like to go in and hold that builder and say, well, wait a minute. Actually, we have one this week in Woodhaven. That's one of our newer neighborhoods. The same exact house is under contract for $345 and $349, and I just negotiated $319. And my clients were like, are you sure this is a good deal? I'm like, literally the same house just went $25,000 more. It's important to have somebody on your side. Again, if you wanna work with me, fill out the form below. We will get in touch, see how we can help you. So then the next question people always ask me is, where's a safe place to buy? Let's start with new construction on that. If you're buying new construction, I always tell everyone you wanna be there at least 5 years, preferably 10, unless you're getting 40,000 in equity and you're getting a deal versus where the prices will be, 5 years from now. But most of the time, somebody will pay a little bit more for new construction versus paying less for your house. Don't move into a new construction neighborhood and think you're gonna sell it the next year. It's probably not gonna happen. You're probably going to lose money in the end of that. Obviously, places like the Woodlands are a very secure place to live and to buy and purchase. There is a lot of industry there, a lot of oil and gas, a lot of in and out movement. It's always voted the top 2 or 3 place to live in the nation. It continues to be solid, even even through up and down turns, it continues to be solid. But I do want to warn you, if you are looking at new construction, you need to plan on staying in that house for a little bit of time before you get your equity back and can resell. There are other areas like Wood Forest is always a hot selling neighborhood and different areas. But as we get new neighborhoods, Two Step Farms is also going to be zoned to Lake Creek like Wood Forest. Very nice homes. So that's going to change that competition because people will say, oh, well, I'll go right over here. It's 5 minutes away and have new homes. Be careful of the new construction around you. And are you buying a product that is not very common? New construction and you have 3 other new neighborhoods going around you, again, will be a harder sale. But a safe place, like I said, Woodlands is always a good safe place. And then if you're gonna buy, make sure you have equity or find something unique on land, maybe a pool. All those things can always be helpful in holding your value. So my 2026 predictions for the market. So I do think we'll have a more balanced market. I don't think it will be as much of a buyer's market, and I don't think it'll flip to a full seller's market. I think it's gonna be hopefully more even keel, meaning, shorter days on market, a little bit less incentives and a little bit less negotiating power as a buyer, but I don't think it's gonna be impossible to buy a home. I think that the prices will level out like they have been, and I see the spring being better. Now, if we have this crazy rate drop and all of a sudden we're in the low 5s, I could be really wrong, but I don't see it falling off and getting crazy. I've read several articles and 60% chance that we have like a 2% increase over the next year and that it levels out to a more even market. There's a 25% chance that we go up by 5% and kind of have this surge like I was just referring to, and then a 15% chance that it drops and goes the other way. I think we'll be in the 60% area where prices will continue to go up a little bit. Again, I don't think we'll have as much negotiating power. I think builders will not be as incentivized, but I do think that we will still have some great deals happening, and I think it's still going to be more affordable than it has been in the past because the prices have definitely calm down. Again, as our rates go down, I hope that our inventory goes down and things level out and become easier for my sellers, but also an opportunity to purchase something you love. I would love to help you anytime, days, nights, weekends. You can reach out. The best way is to fill out our form below. Go straight into our system. Myself or Megan will reach out. We'll set up a Zoom, phone call, whatever you prefer, and we'll see how we can help you relocate or move to a different area or sell and buy. Whatever you need from us, we're here to help, and I hope you have a blessed day.